Okay, let's take this 1989, I think, on an F registration. Land Rover 90 county station wagon, genuine factory 3.5 litre V8 for a spin. Oil light and ignition light come up properly.
And I really
want the stereo down a bit. It's not cold, so I was out an hour or so ago, so it doesn't need any choke. Right, off we go. I did about 50 miles in this yesterday through both central London and motorway, and it performed really superbly actually. There we go. Right, what can we tell you about it? Showing 94,000 miles. I know we've got history going back to the early 2000s, which all seem to back that up. And difficult to fault really driving. That slight rattle you might be able to hear is the fire extinguisher behind me. Put my hand on it, stop it from rattling. There we go. Right, what else can we tell you about it? So, it starts beautifully hot or cold. There's no signs of any misfiring, hesitancy or overheating. The temperature gauge sits no more than halfway up the scale. Loads of punch. According to the history, it's actually fitted with a 4.2 camshaft rather than the standard 3.5 one when the engine was rebuilt. Certainly, it's a lot, very, very torquey, very punchy. Just very, very nice. So, engine-wise, absolutely spot on. The gearbox is nice. According to the history, again, the gearbox has been replaced. So there's no synchro problems, selection issues or anything like that at all with the gearbox. It's just absolutely spot on. And the drivetrain feels nice and solid. There doesn't seem to be any backlash through the transmission or anything. And I let my foot off the throttle sharply. There's no appreciable backlash to the transmission, so all the A-frame joints and everything all feel good. Steering's nice, it's not wandering all over the road. The only thing I can criticise on just very occasionally on slow overrun when you're coming down to about 10 miles an hour, you can just hear a sort of a slight clicking from one of the universal joints. I think where it's had the 2-inch lift on it put on recently, obviously the angle of the universal joints changes slightly when you do that, and I think just whilst there's no appreciable backlash to the transmission, perhaps one of the UJs is on the transmission is just very, very slightly tired. Its angle's been changed, but I can't really, apart from that, I can't fault it. All the gauges are all working properly. Got a radio cassette there which works, certainly the radio does. Track's nice and straight. Stop that fire extinguisher from rattling. It'll be fine. As you can see, loads of power, it just storms along really, really well. As befits a proper county, it's nice and quiet as well. Almost civilised by Land Rover standards, one of these. There's no bumps, clunks, groans, squeaks or unpleasant rattles, so apart from that fire extinguisher that's mounted behind me, that's about your lot. Fourth, third. Brakes nicely, progressively. There we go. That's about it. I think there's not much more I can say about it. My name's Simon. You can reach me on 0771 906 9353. We're in the office on 0118 946 3352. Or you can go to our website on www.motodrome.co.uk for any further info.